presence just about everywhere they looked. For example, the blue and white lotuses that sprout from the muddy shallows of the Nile. To the Egyptians, the lotus emerged from the primordial ocean at creation, and the water lily played an important symbolic role, not only in ancient Egypt, but in India and the rest of Eastern Asia. The lotus closes up its flowering at night and draws back into the water, then resurfaces and reopens with the rays of the sun. The lotus is a symbol of ancient primal light. It's a symbol of purity overcoming impurity, and good overcoming evil. In Egypt, the lotus was thought to carry the sun, the god Ra, within itself, and was linked to the sacred life-giving waters of the Nile. It was a symbol of the genesis of the world. So the lotus is there from the beginning. Various cultures linked the lotus to their deities, and the water lily was used in burial and sacrificial rites and rituals, and was important in the architecture of temples and palaces, especially in the East. Now, in Buddhism and Hinduism, the lotus is rich in symbolism. For example, all the unrealized possibilities pre-creation. Brahma sits on a lotus leaf, and Buddha is often sitting on or coming out of a lotus flower. Now, in India, the red lotus was linked to the sun, and the blue lotus was linked to the moon, while the white lotus was the symbol for purity. An idea or concept that extended into the Christian Middle Ages. And the white lotus was used as a medicine to quiet the sexual urges of cloistered monks and nuns. Now, the Egyptians also viewed the papyrus reed as divine. The prolific plant was not only used for paper, but papyrus bouquets adorned religious rites and rituals, and stone columns were designed to look like bundles of the sacred plant. So papyrus is very important. Temples were endowed with the holy reed's spiritual power and virtues, generation after generation. Another plant revered by the ancient Egyptians was the onion, as not only as a favorite dish, but as much, much more than just a vegetable. The fragrant bulb was seen as a symbol of the universe, and the layers of the onion were symbolic of the underworld enveloped by the earth, which in turn is enveloped by heaven. And onions were presented to the gods and goddesses as sacrificial offerings. Now, during the Middle Ages, the onion was used as a charm against the evil eye, spirits, and of course the Black Death. And in the Americas, well, Indians loved onions. They loved them so much, it was a springtime favorite, that the scent of onions would cling to the air in their campgrounds and villages. Trees were also considered sacred in the arid land of Egypt. Trees are far and few between. And they were ritually planted around the temples for the enjoyment of the gods. The Egyptians also filled their crypts and tombs with flowers, and mummies were given wreaths filled with roses, narcissus, and chrysanthemums. The Egyptians made a point of collecting plants during military and commercial expeditions. For example, Tutmosis III, who while in Syria collects all the plants he can find. The pharaoh considered the exotic plants treasure, booty, a treasure more precious than silver and gold. Tutmosis III offers the exotic specimens to the god Amun, and decorates a room in the great temple at Karnak with paintings and sculptures of the sacred plants. Another primary example of this type of behavior was Queen Hatshepsut, who, according to legend, is told by the god Amun in an oracle to plant myrrh trees all around his temple. Myrrh played a vital role in religious rites and rituals, and of course ceremonies. Myrrh. Well, there's a problem here, since there are no myrrh trees to be found in all of Egypt. So the queen sends 5 ships to the land of Punt, which is in equatorial Africa. And after some time, the Egyptians returned with loads of ebony, ivory, gold, cinnamon, cattle, apes, panthers, exotic plants, and flowers, and lots of sacks of myrrh, including 31 fresh myrrh saplings. The queen is so delighted with her myrrh mission. The voyage of discovery was depicted in a series of relief sculptures on the walls of her own temple and tomb. Myrrh and resins of various types from balsam trees and bushes played an important role, not only in the religious cults of Egypt, but also all over the Middle East and Asia. The fragrance was thought to be pleasing to the gods and believed to have a beneficial curative effect. In Judeo-Christian lore, myrrh was an ingredient in the holy anointing oil of the ancient Israelites, and was, of course, one of the three gifts given to the infant Christ by the three wise men. In Christian tradition, myrrh has a symbolic link with the passion and the death of Christ, as well as a link to the asceticism and penance of Christian mysticism.